Sandra's secret: husband confronts wife on suspicious visits. The visit that Sandra paid to her mother. I had just completed cutting the grass and was currently unwinding on the porch while drinking a beer. I had just mowed the grass. In order to pay a visit to her mother, my wife Sandra had already gone in the morning. Every Saturday afternoon, Sandra would spend a few hours with her mother since she had the impression that her mother was becoming a little weaker. On the one hand, I thought it was a good gesture on Sandra's part, and on the other, it did buy me some time. The most of the time, I had plenty time on my hands, and when she came back, I was happy to see her. Today was a day when everything was different. When Sandra pulled her car into the driveway, I had not yet gone through the process of finishing my beer. On the way to where I was sitting, she exited the vehicle and strolled along the sidewalk. She was forced to halt at the bottom of the steps and say, "Hi, darling," because I was seated at the top of the stairs and I did not move to allow her to pass through. "Good morning, Sandra. How is your mother doing?" Despite the fact that she is doing well, I wish she would be a little more active. "Do you happen to have an affair while you are on your Saturday outings, Sandra? What exactly did you say to your mother, if I may ask? Why do you believe that to be the case?" Not at all like this appearance. In response to the question that I pose, you do not respond with a question of your own. The only question you answer is mine. After that, would you like to pose a question, or would you rather we just finish this conversation? In a different way, I will ask it. Do you have the ability to say something? Sandra is unable to move forward. She is capable of telling the truth, and it would undoubtedly be a negative thing. She could tell a falsehood, but the consequences may be disastrous. During the time that she was thinking over her response, she stopped breathing and sweat began to form on her forehead. In the end, she felt that denial was the safer option. How come you are even bothering to ask me this question? It appears that she is attempting to determine the extent to which denial will be successful. I was informed about this by a reliable individual, Sandra. According to what you are aware, the only sin that is prohibited twice in the 10 Commandments is adultery. There is a prohibition on it in both the 6th and 9th, and lying just makes the situation much more dire. During the ancient times, a woman may be punished with 10 lashes for adultery, but, if she lied about it, she would suffer an additional 3 lashes. This is because it is necessary to add 3 in order to move from the 6th commandment to the 9th prohibition. Naturally, I just made it up, and I was having a good time teasing her a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. So, who exactly is this liar that you put so much faith in? Inquiring about your well-being, your mother called you. She stated that it had been a very long time since she had last seen you. Lily's visit to her mother on Saturday morning, it was a late breakfast for Lily Carpenter and John Carpenter. Although they had been married for 7 years, they continued to take pleasure in spending time together, even if it was possible that the 7-year itch had already started. It was Lily who told John. "This morning, I had a conversation with my mother, and I'm feeling a little anxious about it. She merely gave off the impression of being a little absent, and it was just like this. To put it another way, as if she is not quite sufficient. She never seemed to get over the fact that she was divorced from her father, right? According to both of them, there was no betrayal, they simply grew apart, but I'm not too sure about that. They have my faith, and she is only 47 years old. At this point, she ought to be doing something. On the off chance that I am able to say that about my mother, I believe that I will go see her tomorrow and take her out to brunch. Reserve a seat at Henry's table. This is a location that she adores, and on Sundays, it is packed with people for brunch. Therefore, I will make a reservation for 11:30, and I want to depart at 10 o'clock the next day. It is an hour's trip from her place, so I will make the reservation." The door was opened by John around 15 minutes after Lily had departed. JN was not in any way naively hugged and kissed by Lily's mother, who burst into the house, shut the door, and rushed inside. "I believe that we have approximately 2 hours. Undress yourself, and we'll go to the bedroom," she replied in a very hurried manner. "Not much time is available to us. It is highly recommended that you subscribe to our channel in order to guard against the possibility of your second chaff cheating on you. You should also listen to the following story because the one you are currently listening to is nothing in comparison to the one that will come after it. Also, you should listen to the one that comes after it. In the event that you are less than 18 years old, There is no way that you should even consider listening to the following one.